After losing their 121st game yesterday, the White Sox come back and they get a W. Andrew Benintendi, a double and a homer. Sean Burke, 5 scoreless innings. Michael Soroka, 3 perfect innings in relief, and the White Sox beat the Tigers 4-0, holding them to just 3 hits. It is White Sox Postgame Live. It is a packed house here today. We got the legend Ozzie Guillen, World Series hero Scott Podsednik, the one and only Gordon Beckham, the picture from me from 20 years ago, and
don't show that, please.
Baby Chuck. That's Baby Chuck. I'll just get it's good news out of the way, but also it just shows you what the White Sox season has been like. The win today, the White Sox ended their 18-game losing streak against the AL Central. This was their first win. You just sunk right there when I told you that.
It's brutal.
I know, that's what's going on here. The Sox had not won a game against the AL Central since they beat the Twins July the 10th. So,
oh my God.
I know.
July the 10th.
Yeah, get that out of the way. Again, we're here to inform you. We'll eventually entertain you, but that just puts things in perspective.
That's what it is. That's the reason Detroit is in the playoff. That's the reason Kansas City in the playoff. And that's the reason Minnesota almost made the playoff.
Because they played so well against the White Sox.
Yes.
Your thoughts on the game here today?
Not a lot of offense, just 8 hits combined with both teams. What the White Sox had, cut some hits with some guys in scoring position, big home run, like I mentioned, with Benintendi. But Burke took the mound and threw the ball extremely well. Started off iffy. The command wasn't there early, really struggling to try to spot the fastball on certain points at the plate. But similar to his last start, Chuck, he got better as the game went on. His last game, slider got much sharper as the game went on. And today looked like his command and the off-speed stuff got better as well.
The White Sox looked sharper than the Tigers. Could it have been that the fact that the Tigers clinched a playoff spot for the first time in 10 years last night and may have partied into the night? I don't know what that is like to be a player that does that. Gentlemen, take it from
it's
here.
funny because that happened when you got old players, old school players. Nowadays, they got a lot of young people. They got to go there. Obviously, they party. They had to.
Yeah.
They had to. Nobody can take that away from them. They had to enjoy that moment because you don't know when that moment going to get back to it. Okay? I agree with that. But it's something, it's always happened. It's always happened. I remember in 2005, we clinched in Cleveland, and we party. I made the lineup I was supposed to make. But that team beat the Indians like then.
Yeah, you swept them.
We swept them. It's just the attitude. It's just, listen, we in. Hopefully they don't take that to the next level.
Yeah.
This season is so long. You show up to spring training, you go 6 weeks of spring training, then you play 161 games. You go on a stretch late to push yourselves into the playoff. Yes, you celebrate.
Had to have been a late night for them.
Yeah. And you know what? There was an early game today. There was a rain delay. Maybe they slept in their clubhouse for a couple hours?
Maybe. I remember when we clinched for the Angels, I was out there having beers with the grounds crew out in Anaheim, at the stadium in Anaheim where all those rocks are. That's where the ground crew hang out. We were with them for another hour or so after that game. And then after that, we went to a bar. So, I mean, it's just, it was nonstop that day when we did that. And next day was a little bit rough.
All right. The game within the game, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the field coverage picture recap brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Sean Burke, his first 3 major league starts, no runs given up. 3 runs given up. There were no runs given up here today. 5 scoreless innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. He had a lot of pitches early, but got big outs when he needed them. What did you see from Burke?
The thing I liked most about him is the first 2 batters of the game, I think, had 18 to 20 pitches in 2 at-bats. And he still managed to get through, what was it, 5?
Yeah, 5 innings.
5 innings. So, I mean, I thought he was really good. I thought, like Pod said, he did not have his command early. They were fouling off some pitches, left and right. He wasn't able to make a miss. But as the game went on, especially at the end, I saw a slider at the end of the game that is as good as any I've seen all year. It was down and into a lefty, and he just got stronger and stronger. It looked like he kept building. And that's what you want to see, honestly, from young pitchers is like, hey, you don't have it, but you don't give up any runs. And then all of a sudden you find it a little bit later and you start to cruise through those innings. But the first inning is really why he only got through 5. I thought he was excellent.
It's one thing about it. A lot of, slider was devastated.
Yeah.
But his fastball command, it was good. They throw his fastball around the plate, they swing and miss. When you throw a fastball, then swing and miss, all of a sudden you can open a lot of gates to the strike zone, and that's what he did today.
That line drive double play from Riley Green was huge in the first inning.
Great
that kind of took the pressure off of him, came out the second. But Gordon and I were talking about his fastball. I think it's around 95. He got it up to 98 miles an hour, but I think there's a little bit extra there. Anything up in the zone, just like his previous outing, they could not get on top of. So I think he has some margin for error with that fastball.
Yeah, this is a great late season story for the White Sox. I mean, he's been on the radar for a while. Had a hiccup or two last year.
Completely fell off the radar.
Yes,
he's been on the radar, but like nobody was expecting this.
Yes.
And so all of a sudden, when you're a White Sox fan or you're the front office, you're looking at next year. You're like, okay, well, we got Crochet. Look at where Burke came on. I mean, I know it's 3 starts. It might not translate for a whole season, but it's special stuff. So all of a sudden you throw him into a mix where you had Cannon that really progressed this year that you like to see. You got Thorpe hopefully coming back from an injury and rested. There's some things to like.
One thing about it, I told John Garland asking why you thought you was be a big league pitcher. Said 2003, 2004. Thank God it was my time to manage him. I looked like a genius to say, okay, there we go. But if I now how good he was, he can be. I know how to beat anybody in the job because that. I know I got a good enough stuff to be in the big league. Thank you to Don Cooper. But in the day when I say, oh, you see what I did with Garland? No, what he did to himself. All those young pitchers, they got to look at it and say, know what my coaches did. Garland find out right when I was there, not because I make him. It's just because he found out good timing, and I give him the opportunity to show what he get. It was a great thing Garland told me. I find out I was a pitcher 4 years after my first day in the big league.
All right, so we talked about Burke, 5 scorers. After him, it was Michael Soroka. Just as impressive, 3 perfect innings for him, 5 strikeouts, and this has been a rough season for him, but I mean, this is some nasty stuff here. This is the best we've seen him by far all year.
I think this is the best stuff we've seen from him by far today. The fastball had some velocity, some pop to it up. The slider was just nasty. He was around the plate, 9 up, 9 down. But he came in and picked up right where Burke left off.
All right, let's hear from. Oh, you want to say something?
I was going to say another thing. He came out of the gates just like the White Sox, very slowly, struggled right off the bat, and really he got hurt in the middle of the season, but he came on strong. I mean, he's a guy that's kind of a sleeper because he can give you some innings next year, and maybe he bounces back from this. He might be somebody that people overlook that maybe he could find some value with the White Sox again next year.
All right, let's hear from Michael Soroka. He is with John and Steve in Detroit.
Player of the game, Michael Soroka getting it done out of the bullpen. 9 up, 9 down, 5 strikeouts in 3 innings of work. What was the key for you today?
I think just attacking. Obviously on a day like today with the constant rain and the conditions, it was just about kind of putting everything in the bag and letting it ride. I think that's kind of been the key since I moved to the bullpen was just kind of go lay it all out there, not think about tomorrow or the next pitch, just the one you're about to throw, right? So I think that's especially true in a game like today.
What was the biggest difference in the last 2 outings? Because the last 2 outings, you looked like you had everything back together again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think San Diego, too, when I came back from the IL, that was a really good one as well. And, honestly, again, it was just a matter of finding an athletic delivery again and some consistency in that, and I think I did that. And, again, found some easier velo that I was looking for a while when I was starting, and again, it's a good feeling to know it's there.
You just got a pat on the back from your fellow bullpen mates. As a unit, this September, you guys have been really good. What has changed out of the bullpen, and how have you guys been able to come together?
Yeah, we got to pick each other up. Everybody knows what's going on, and it's about making sure that we can pitch the innings and be out there for each other. I think, obviously, for me, it's Schuster. Schuster did a good amount of work yesterday. He did lots, and if I go out there for that second, third inning, he might, be able to have an extra day. So it's stuff like that throughout the back half of this year that's kind of kept us together, and it's a good group of guys down there.
Strong finish to your season, Michael Soroka. 3 innings, 5 strikeouts. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
All right, meanwhile, let's talk about some offense. And Brian Ramos, for one, who hit this home run. We got to show this home run. This is not easy. It looked like he hit like a 7-iron over the fence.
Off the end of the bat.
Yeah, I mean, we see, I don't want to say flashes, but when you see him do this, like, that's a special home run, isn't it?
Look how long he stays through the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that ball was down and away from him, but you can see how long his bat stays in the zone. Watch this. Stays through it a long time, all the way out to what looked like shortstop. You know, he kind of just kept his bat in the zone right there. You see that space in between his elbows? That's a sign of a really good swing. He's not rolling over. He's staying through the baseball, and he's got the body for it, Pods.
He was way out in front of this baseball, but still had the strength to catch it maybe off the end of the bat and hit it how many rows deep out there to left field. If I do that, that's a pop-up to the second baseman. If I'm out in front of a ball like that. So the guy's strong. He's got tools. If he can continue to develop and grow, I think he may have something in the tank.
Yeah, I feel the same as you, Ozzie. I don't know what you were going to say, but what we always think is when we see Ramos do stuff, like, wow, he's playing so good. Let's look at his numbers. He's batting under 200.
Right. Yes.
So it's kind of like surprising.
I'd like to see him get a lot of bats.
Yeah.
I mean, this is if you're going to rebuild, this is what you want to see. You want to see a guy with that kind of tools, that kind of body that can do that every once in a while. You want to see him get 300-400 at bats and see what happens.
I'm 1,000% with you. If I was the White Sox, that kid is going to be my third base.
Yeah.
Regardless what happened. I said, here is, you get yourself out of lineup or you get yourself out of baseball. You got to be on third base no matter what to see what happens.
All right, now the White Sox top of the sixth inning, they get back-to-back doubles by Benintendi and Vaughn, and both these guys have basically had the same season in a way. They struggled early and they're closing really hot, especially Benintendi. What did you see here from Benny there?
I mean, he's just had a great second half of the year. I mean, I know we're going to look at his numbers, but what he's done in the second half of the year is probably some of the best numbers he's put up throughout his career. It was like the year he had, like 18 maybe. It was a really good year. Anyways, it was more like that type of Andrew Benintendi. It's a $15 million Andrew Benintendi. I'll give you that. And I think he's done that in the second half of the year, which has been good to see.
Well, we're going to get to Vaughn here first because Vaughn was the one who drove him in. And look at his numbers. Vaughn's numbers last year compared to this year. And in April, Vaughn had no home runs and 6 RBIs. He was batting 191. Didn't hit his first home run since May the 10th, and he had to climb all the way out of it. And now here we are at the end of the year, and the numbers are almost identical for him to do that.
Crazy how that can happen, but again, the season is so long. It's almost a tale of two different seasons. But it's finally nice to see him get going, Benintendi get going. That's not what we were expecting from those guys early in the season. So it's nice to see him get hot and at least finish this season on a better note.
It's one thing about a baseball you cannot predict. This guy got to replace Konerko,
Abreu. Yeah.
Don't predict what we could give. Don't predict. You go, oh, this kid going to give 45, 120. Don't. I think this guy have a great year, even slow, start very slow.
Yeah.
We got a good year, but when you put them to those names, you see what kind of year you have. Look at what kind of year offense have. This guy in second half have been unbelievable. Show every day to play. But when you say this guy will be the next Luis Aparicio, I compare with myself. No, I never will. And that's why when you predict something, it's not there. People say he got it by year.
Yeah, but a rough start that he had. How tough is it to end the season, especially on a team struggling like this, to get those numbers?
For me, it shows how he is a good hitter because he really started off the season awful. I mean, through May, really.
Yes.
I mean, he had awful numbers. And all of a sudden, you saw him start to figure it out, start to get it. And I kept saying on air when I was calling these games, let's see what his numbers are at the end of the year. Yes, they are depressed from last year for sure. They're definitely lower, but that's due to that early bad start. I'd like to see him, come out again next year. I think he can build on everything he did in 2023 and more.
Well, one thing or another, it might be excuse, but when you play in Chicago, the first month of the season, wow.
Yeah.
You have to know where you are.
Because of the cold.
It's cold weather, raining, so many different things. You play in the Midwest, Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I think this kid just let to be who he is. don't let him to be what somebody else was.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be better.
And in his post-game interview, it was either yesterday or Thursday, he mentions kind of an adjustment to the attitude or his approach and the way he was approaching the game. So maybe he will learn something from that, take it into next year, and have a full season similar to the second half of the season. If you can do it for a full second half, there's no reason why you can't put up that kind of production over the course of a season.
I think he might have said he was trying something new, an adjustment early on, and he said, you know what, this isn't working. I'm going back to school.
You know, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I think that's what he said. I don't want to put that out there.
No, he said that. He said that.
Okay.
But I don't like that. Why? Because you hear there's one way for all your life. All of a sudden, you're going to change to do what?
They wanted him to cut down his move because they thought his move was too big. But what people don't understand is when you cut down on a move like that, it takes away part of who you were, you know, and part of what got you to the big leagues, which is that rhythm that he has. And you saw that in the second half of the year. He gets that rhythm, gets in rhythm with the pitcher, and all of a sudden the ball jumps off his bat. So,
and there we go. All right.
Sorry, very quick. You are the best coach when you're not coaching. Stay away from the players, let them be. Then all of a sudden say, you need help? Yes.
Yeah, good point. All right, so top of the 8th inning, Andrew Benintendi with some insurance runs, and he hit his 20th home run of the season. And last year, everyone was wondering, like, what happened to Benintendi's power? Well, he had that little hand injury. He only had 5 home runs all year. This is 20. Ties his career high, and it's just great to see him come back and have the second half that he had because he needed this, the White Sox needed it.
Yeah, same story. I mean, listen, he's had it pretty tough. He signed a big contract. Everybody's expecting all this kind of stuff. He was never really a home run guy. He had a couple of years where he had some home runs, but he was never a home run guy. He was always a guy that found the barrel of the bat and was a solid baseball player. That's what the White Sox were expecting. They didn't get it last year, but they got a lot of what they expected.
Look at this first half. Well, the first half is longer than the second half, but the All-Star break before it and after it, night and day, and especially in the OPS, 568 versus 830. It's close to elite when you're 830 for an OPS.
I remember talking to Alex Cora about Benintendi. Alex Cora said, you're not going to see numbers, but you will appreciate Ozzie. You will appreciate that type of guy because he show up every day to play, very professional. Alex Cora told me that, and I live with it, and he did it.
All right, let's hear from Grady Sizemore, brought to you by Comcast Business Beyond Fast.
What did you see from Sean? What made him so effective today?
I thought he just did a great job with the fastball. He's got a great fastball. I thought he had tough conditions. You could tell early on, having a feel for that mound and just, getting your footing. And they did a good job, I thought, in the first inning of fouling off a lot of pitches and giving him some tough at-bats. After he kind of weathered that first inning, he did a great job. He settled in and just, threw the ball well, commanded all of his stuff, and just went right after him.
Doesn't carry himself on the mound like a guy who's only made 4 appearances and whose prospect status kind of dropped in the last year. He has a lot of bravado, a lot of confidence out there.
Yeah. I think from day one, he doesn't seem fazed by the moment at all. Seems very calm and collected out there. Like you said, it was been like that since the first start, and even the first time out of the bullpen, he just calm, cool, collected. A good presence out there. Yeah, he's done a great job every time he's been out there for us. So I like everything I've seen.
Benintendi struggles as much as he has in his career in the first half, and he'll wind up with 20 home runs.
Yeah, a hell of a second half. I think who knows, why hitters sometimes go through those little struggles. I think, but he definitely found something in the second half, and it's been clicking, and it's been fun to see. I'm happy for him. I think that's the version of him that we like seeing and that he expects of himself. So, I think it's a good way to end the season, and it probably feels good to kind of go through that tough start and then finish that way.
What's Soroka show you?
He's been great. I think even before he got hurt, he kind of adjusted well coming out of the bullpen. I thought he was, he did really good for us, in that short period before he got hurt. And since he's been back, it's been the same thing. Seemed to pick up right where he left off, and really seems comfortable. Seems like he's got a little bit more life on the fastball, and just seems to go right after guys. Yeah, it's been. He's really effective again tonight. Again, pitching all around I thought was great. I think just it was a tough environment out there. That mound was sloppy and balls wet, and guys did a great job.
Good to hear all that.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun to hear. even in the dugout during the game. You know, I think it's fun when we're playing with a lead and guys are having fun with each other, and in the at-bats, they're on the mound, you know, with their guys, and they're engaged, and they're supportive, and that's what we want to try to build here. Is that good the camaraderie, just the playing together, you know, being in the box with each other, playing as a unit.
Is that meaningful to see? Second to last game of a hard season, long rain delay, and still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, it hasn't always gone our way, but one thing they have done is compete and not give in and not fold. And even here late in the year, it would be easy to just kind of cash it in and just, you know, go through the motions. But we're not doing that. You know, guys are playing hard and having fun and still competing.
It was good hearing a very loud clubhouse, the music playing, people feeling good, because there have been a lot of losses this season, and fortunately they get the win here today. All right, going to break here on White Sox Postgame.
Congrats, you finished the video. If you want to build on that success, download the NBC Sports Chicago app. It's got highlights, exclusive insights, and push alerts tailored to you. Everything you need to be a real Chicago sports fan. Download it now.